Not much I have to say about the Cosmic Coaster. It's just your average kiddie coaster. It's got low capacity, long wait time, and anytime it gets to a good part, there's a trim break. It's pretty much a walk-on roller coaster, and it does everything Mad Mouse does better. I'm not a big fan of the 4D free spin, but it does give a unique and more thrilling experience than everything before this on the list. Now keep in mind, I only rode it once and on the mild side, not the wild side. Another roller coaster from Adventureland, Flying Viking is a junior coaster, well, more of a family coaster, and it offers some thrilling moments, but for some reason gave me a headache. The only other roller coaster to do that was, well, Pegasus. This is a roller coaster located in Fun Spot, Kissimmee, Florida. And it's rough. Probably the third roughest I've ever been in, as far as roller coasters go. But it was the first wooden roller coaster I went on with inversion, so it puts it up higher on the list. Pepsi Orange Streak, formerly known as Pepsi Ripsaw, is located at Nickelodeon Universe in the Mall of America in Minnesota. Although not having too many thrilling elements, this roller coaster gives great views of the park and even heads next to the log flume, which is pretty cool, giving it some minor theming. Flight of the Hippogriff. The first Florida coaster to be on here. The Flight of the Hippogriff is located at Islands of Adventure and has very unique trains. They have a unique design and they're kind of cool. The theming is also nailed down perfectly. It's spot on. This next one is a fairly odd coaster. Do you get my joke? Fairly Odd Coaster. And it's a spinning coaster, which is fairly odd. Yeah, you probably got it. It's really nothing special, just another spinning coaster. And I think, was it like number 17 on this list does a better job at. Tornado is located at Adventureland, Iowa, and it's pretty much just a less good high roller, which I'll get to in a few minutes. Doesn't provide much airtime or too many thrilling elements, and is still kind of bumpy. But overall, it's a alright coaster, and it's not as bumpy as a lot of people say. Just had to clarify that. That is all. Phoenix is a great family coaster, and I'd say it takes the best parts of Mad Mouse and Fairly Odd Coaster and expands upon it. It's basically a Wild Mouse, but better capacity than Mad Mouse. It's got way better spinning than Fairly Odd Coaster, and the cue music is just super good. This isn't the cue music, but this does sound cool. This definitely isn't higher than Tornado because of personal bias. But I just want to say, High Roller has better airtime, is smoother, provides better views, and is also faster, taller, longer. Most of these are lies, but not the first few. And, This was the first roller coaster I went on with a corkscrew and a loop. And it was the first roller coaster I went on in general. And you know that between that and the fact that it's at my home park, there will definitely be no personal bias. What do you mean it's made top 15? All jokes aside, this is a fun and enjoyable roller coaster. It doesn't provide too much airtime, but it can still be pretty fun, especially in the front. Cyclops is a really fun roller coaster. I especially love the second drop. It provides some pretty good airtime in the back, and it's just really fun in general. The operations are mediocre, but a lot of times you only have to wait for 1 or 2 rides, or it's just a walk-on. And as you may or may not know, this was the first roller coaster I rode last weekend when I was at Mount Olympus. This roller coaster I'm not going to say the name of because, as you saw, it's way too long. Provides some decent ejector airtime and some pretty thrilling moments, especially with that beyond vertical drop. I just can't put higher on the list because there's some really good roller coasters on here. Excalibur is a 100-foot tall roller coaster at Valley Fair, made by Aerodynamics, and it is a airtime machine. Gives some great airtime, and its drop is really cool as it heads all the way to the ground. This is overall a really fun hybrid roller coaster. And now we're in the top 10, and Zeus provides such good floater airtime. It's insanely good in the back. Also, if you want more legroom than the other riders, head in the very back. It has some extra legroom, but it has the same thing that plagues all roller coasters at Mount Olympus: bad operations. Hot take: Hades 360 isn't as good as people say. Okay, so hear me out. It is the roughest coaster I have ever been on, period. But it provides a ton of airtime. And that corkscrew, it's just so fun. And it's so cool how it heads under the parking lot. And the views you get on this wooden roller coaster is just incredible. Oh, and like I've said before, Mount Olympus, horrible operations. The Intamin Impulse is such a unique ride experience. And little known fact, Steel Venom is the last impulse with the hold brake. And what's there not to love about an inverted roller coaster made by Intamin? And I love the reverse launch. That's so fun. And the ride operators will have a sense of humor, having a countdown from 10 and going 10, 9, 8, and then they'll just launch, or it'll be like 3, 2, and then they'll launch. It's so funny. And the nervous people just freak out. It's so funny seeing the GP scream. And once again, just have to say, that brake, that hold brake, it is so awesome. Just holding you up there over the parking lot into the fence, which kind of has little spikes on it. Oh, so fun. Hopefully I can ride it again soon. Outlaw, well, now looking back at this in the late 18 phase, probably should have been lower on this list. But still a really thrilling roller coaster. And on top of that, it's a historical one. How's it historical, you might be wondering? Well, it was the second coaster made by Custom Coasters International. And on top of that, I'm going to take this straight from Wikipedia. Even though Outlaw was built by CCI, it was designed by Mike Bodley, who later went on to form Great Coasters International. In fact, Outlaw is considered to be the prototype GCI coaster, as it laid the groundwork for coasters like Lightning Racer and Kentucky Rumbler. And if you're thinking, no way this roller coaster in the middle of Iowa, of all places, is anything like a GCI, I thought it was a GCI when I rode it. Anyways, it has great pacing, a great drop, and is really thrilling with some decent airtime. Next! Monster is one of my favorite... No, that's dumb. It's my favorite roller coaster at Adventureland. And it's an infinity coaster. If you're wondering what that is, it's basically just a really, really big Aero fighter. The lift hill straight up and beyond vertical drop, combined with all the floater airtime and inversions, just makes this a wonderful coaster. And just really good. I would say it's worth heading to Adventureland just for this roller coaster. I know I've said this a lot, but this provides insane floater airtime. And that first drop, well, I really wish there were more hyper coasters in the world and people made them more often, because this roller coaster is just so good. And the fact that it was Morgan's first roller coaster, not Ed Morgan's, the person who founded Aero, one of the people, I should say, D.H. Morgan Manufacturing. But does a speedy roller coaster with a huge drop, with an obsessive amount of helixes, be a park's best roller coaster? No. Then what is, you might ask? Renegade provides great ejector airtime and is the only roller coaster with an S-shaped drop. It is very unique. The ride operations are wonderful. The cue music is great. And like I said, the ejector airtime is just so good. The theming is also pretty cool. And the layout is fabulous. Just perfect. Es muy bien. And as many have said before, it's worth it to head to Valleyfair just for this roller coaster. And finally, Millennium Flyers. Need I say more? Where the heck do I even start? The 5 or 6 launches? The top tier theming, or the effects, like those scroots or whatever they are. It's an interactive roller coaster, which are far and few, and they got Hagrid's actor, which was awesome. Rest in peace. The trains are awesome. How about the queue? That thing was insane. Full of lore that would make MacPac go crazy. And other just really cool things like creature eggs and tunnels and ruined buildings. Did I mention the multiple launches? The spike, which you fall into a switchback? It's awesome! And as you can see from this POV, the layout is incredible! This is the only B&M roller coaster I've ever been on. May I just say, they don't make roller coasters. They make art. Although it doesn't have as much airtime as some of the roller coasters on this list, it has something else. A lift hill with a launch. What's better than that? The music and the 7 inversions. And that Cobra roll over the water is awesome! The 2 times I've been on it, I believe I got front row. And it was crazy, man. It was just so fun. What makes this the best roller coaster I've been on? Well, the theming, the second launch, the top hat, Chris Pratt, the Mosasaurus roll, the zero-G stall. Oh! The airtime was just insane. That trench was so fun. It provided great ejector and floater airtime. I just couldn't ask for anything better. I mean, maybe Steel Vengeance, but from my hotel at Dockside, I could see it every time it went up the top hat. It was so fun seeing the lights go up the top hat and head down. I really hope this gets number 1, or at least number 2 in the Golden Ticket Awards this year. And now I'm just speechless. I don't know what more to say about this roller coaster, other than it is, well, like I said in text form earlier, the King of Orlando.